Welcome to another new video. I know it's been a while, but I'm back and I'll be adding new content regularly. If you want to watch me edit the videos that YouTube won't allow me to post from some of my nude shoots, check out the Patreon link in the description to support me and get access. There are lots of great benefits depending on the level of support you want to offer, so go and have a look. For now, let's start creating a beautiful, sexy picture.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Okay, here's our image that we're going to be working on today. This was from a recent shoot with Hayley. As you can see, it needs a bit of work doing to it, so let's see what we can do. We're going to swap over to the Develop module. That's up here. We're using a program called Adobe Lightroom Classic. There are several versions of Adobe, but the Classic version is the one that I prefer. It's what a lot of professional photographers prefer. So here we go. We're into the Develop module. This is where we can change all the settings and make a great picture. So the first thing I always do when I import a picture is come right to the bottom and remove chromatic aberration and enable profile correction. Now, depending on your lens, it should have picked it all up automatically for you, and you should be good to go, so you shouldn't need to change that. Now, noise reduction. I always like to apply some noise reduction depending on how dark the picture is. I'm going to go with about 30 here, and you can see the difference on the sand there. If I zoom in, and you can see the grain there. And if I add the noise reduction, it takes away some of that grain and makes it look a little bit smoother for us, which is what we're looking for. Next thing, we go right back to the top again and choose the crop. Well, for this image, I want obviously it to be level, so we'll click the auto button there using the crop tool. So we'll click auto and see if Lightroom can level it. Sometimes it can. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Sometimes it'll have a problem and you'll have to do it yourself. Now we're going to choose the crop. Okay, I want it to be as even as possible, so I'm going to go with about there. I prefer to crop in camera rather than cropping in post, but sometimes you just have to do it in post. I want the sun to be pretty much center in the image there. So once we've done that, we can click the done button, and now we get to play around. Now this is where the creativity comes in. But first of all, we're gonna get rid of some spots that we want to get rid of, like the seagull right there. Okay, we want to get rid of ship out on the horizon. You can see the water level there now is a bit higher in that one there. So what we'll do is we'll just move this one up a bit until we get them right. So this is where it's taking the copy from to put over the top of what you wanted to get rid of. There's a big tanker out there, or cruise ship actually. We've had several cruise ships in the bay, so I'll do the same with that cruise ship. And there we go, that one's gone. There was something else I think over here. Little fishing buoy or something, I think. So we'll get rid of that one. Level it up and go along. Ah yeah, the trawler coming into Brixham Harbour. So we'll get rid of that one as well. If you hold your mouse over or off the picture, it'll show you what it looks like without the circles, so you can see whether you need to make any changes. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to click the done button on there, so that's the spot removal tool. Now we're going to go ahead and play with the image and see what we can do. First of all, I'm thinking more of a silhouette for this than anything else, so I'm going to bring the highlights all the way down because I like the way that brings out. And I'm going to bring the shadows up a little bit so that I can bring the brightness down even further. I'm using the main exposure slider. You can see the color coming out there already. Okay, now I'm going to hold the shift key down and double click on the white slider, and the same with the blacks, and that'll automatically set the clipping points so that it'll set them so that nothing's too white and nothing's too black. We can go back and do them again if we change other things and it changes things. Now I'm going to add a little bit of texture because I like the way texture works with sand. Obviously, if you're doing a picture of a model's skin close up, you wouldn't want to add too much texture or clarity. Now we can also add some saturation, not too much. And yep, I think we're going to change the temperature of the image to really, I'm going to add some pink as well to really make it look like a really nice sunset. Now here I might choose, once I've got the right sort of colour that I want to go for, I might choose just to bring the shadows down now to turn her into a silhouette there. A little bit higher, just like that, maybe a little bit lower, I don't know. It's working with an image like this, it's not set in stone. You can play with the sliders and get something where you like it and get something that you enjoy that makes the picture look good for you. Don't try and edit to what you think everybody else will like, because it just won't work and you'll end up editing all day for a picture that's no good. To be honest, editing a picture should take you no more than 10 minutes. If it takes longer than that, you're probably doing something wrong. I'm going to add a bit of vignette around the edge, and then I'm going to scroll up again. And I'm still debating. I'm going to add a little bit of contrast. You can add contrast here using this, or you can add contrast using the tone curve. It's got a couple of presets, so you could go for a medium preset or a strong preset. And then you can see that altering the tone curve, or you can just grab a point on the curve and change it to your heart's content there like that. I actually quite like that. You can tweak the individual colours. I could add a bit more red to orange. So might see if I can add a little bit more blue. No, we've taken most of the blue away, so there's not really a lot it can do. Aqua, again, we've taken most of the blues and the reds out. Sorry, the blues and the greens out, so it can't really do a lot on there. Anyway, back to the tone curve. I'm going to set that to linear because there we go. Let's reset it. And just medium contrast. As you can see, we've got a nice silhouette there. I'm going to bring the shadows up just a touch so you can see it as a human being. We'll hold the shift key down again, double click on the whites and double click on the blacks so it sets them so nothing's clipping again. There we go, and that's the sort of thing I would leave that image as. This image has actually been published in a couple of magazines with my previous edit, not this exact edit but very similar. And yeah, I hope you like it, and I'd love to see what you can do with this. If you want to download this exact raw file and have a play with it and see if you can edit it yourself, then find that Patreon link, head over there, get access to my website with the raw files, and you can download them all. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Bye bye for now.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin.